So I saw this joke the other day. Why did the patient have to go to 10 different gastroenterologists? Because the first 9 thought that gluten-free was a personality trait. That's a, it's really not that funny. I don't know why I'm laughing this much. Because it's actually a sad reality that a ton of people go to doctor after doctor after doctor without being properly diagnosed if they have celiac disease, a wheat allergy, or non-celiac gluten intolerance, also known as non-celiac gluten sensitivity. And there are a lot of people out there struggling to find just the right person. If you watch personal accounts of what people have gone through with celiac disease or gluten intolerance right here on YouTube, you're going to see video after video after video that talk about how they were misdiagnosed and sometimes misdiagnosed even more before they finally found a doctor to help them. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about some resources that are out there that you can tap into to help you find the right person. We're going to talk today about the importance of finding a good gastroenterologist. We're also going to talk about resources where you can find a dietitian to talk to. And sometimes you can just have a consultation with that dietitian online. We're also going to talk about the specific Carbohydrate Diet Association and how they have access to doctors throughout the country if you are following the specific carbohydrate diet. I'll go into that a little bit later. We're also going to talk about the feelings that are involved in becoming really frustrated with trying to find the right person. And I'm going to begin with that because I went through that. And if you've seen my previous videos, I won't go into a lot of detail here, but you're going to see that I was misdiagnosed for a long time before someone finally told me I had non-celiac gluten intolerance. That was through the University of Chicago Celiac Center. Local doctors at the time I was in Northwest Indiana, the local doctors were not diagnosing me properly at all. Now, that was many years ago, and medical science doctors have come further since then, but there are still people that are struggling. There is a book, it's actually quite old, and I tried to find my copy of it, and I can't find it. I must have loaned it to someone. I'm always loaning that book out. I think it was published in 2009, and it's called Healthier Without Wheat. The author's name is Dr. Stephen Wangen, Wangen. I'll link to it in the show notes. Now, some of the information in that book might be outdated. I haven't read it in a while, but there is one section in the book that is golden. And he talks about the various tests that need to be run to find out if you have celiac disease, if you have non-celiac gluten intolerance, or if it's a wheat allergy. And the way that he breaks it down, he'll say something, and I really wish I had it here to show it to you. He'll say something along the lines of, if you've had this test and it tests positive, then, and he goes into a little chart that shows you what to do next. If it tests negative, and that's probably the most important part, if it tests negative, then, and he goes through what to do next. And he continues to do that until you finally come to a conclusion, having been properly tested, so you know what might be wrong with you. If you can get your hands on a copy of that book, a lot of libraries probably still have it. It was nominated for a major award one year. It's really worth having as a reference. It was invaluable to me, like I said. Please keep in mind, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just someone here sharing what I know and what I've learned over many years. So you want to make sure that you also discuss any questions that you have with a medical professional. And hopefully this is going to help you find the person that you really need to talk to. You want to start by seeking out a doctor or dietitian who specializes in celiac disease or food allergies. Also, someone who understands and knows non-celiac gluten sensitivity. A gastroenterologist familiar with celiac testing is very important. You want to make sure that they understand tests like the tTG-IgA blood test and the small intestine biopsy, also known as an endoscopy. Those tests are essential for an accurate diagnosis. However, not all gastroenterologists are well versed in the condition, so asking questions up front is important. Dietitians can also be valuable, especially those trained in autoimmune conditions or food allergies. If you're unsure where to find a specialist, eatright.org. And everything that I'm talking about in this video, I will link to in the show notes below. Eatright.org is a great resource for locating registered dietitians that are experienced in gluten-free and special diets. Now, when scheduling an appointment, you want to ask whether or not the provider has experience testing celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity, as I said. And then you want to come prepared with questions about their diagnostic process, recommended follow-ups after diagnosis, and their approach to managing long-term gluten-free nutrition. If they seem dismissive or uninformed, don't hesitate to go to another provider and get another opinion. Celiac.org offers a directory of specialists and resources, and many local celiac foundations provide doctor recommendations. And if finding a provider locally is a challenge, telehealth services can be an excellent alternative. Many celiac-focused dietitians and functional medical doctors offer virtual consultations, giving you access to expert guidance no matter where you live. Platforms like ZocDoc and Find a Dietitian allow you to search for professionals who offer remote consultations. And again, those will be linked below. Another way to find experienced professionals is through referrals. Your primary care physician might know a reputable gastroenterologist or dietitian, and online support groups can be helpful in locating knowledgeable doctors. Organizations like the National Celiac Association and Beyond Celiac also provide directories and guidance for patients seeking medical care. For those dealing with ongoing digestive issues, the specific carbohydrate diet, also known as the SCD, can be very helpful. We've talked about the SCD here before. It's not a weight loss diet. It's a way to eat to help control celiac disease, gluten intolerance, diverticulitis, Crohn's, colitis. Oh, the list goes on and on. They're wonderful, and they are a nonprofit organization, and they also have a link where you can go and find a physician in your area. And if you are in a remote area, or if you're in an area where you just can't find anyone, you might want to reach out to some doctors in other areas and ask them, their nurse practitioner, or even their staff, if they have any suggestions on where you could go or what you might do to find someone who can truly help you. Sometimes it can be frustrating finding just the right person that you need. I understand, like I said, I've been there, but with the right attitude and due diligence, you can find exactly the person who can help you the most. If you have found someone who's been amazing in helping you with your intestinal disorders, please let us know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions about what you might do, in the meantime, make sure you go and copy and paste or download, find that extensive list that I've given you of all of the resources where you could go and check out how to find someone who's just there waiting for you. Take care. Talk to you again soon. Have a great grain-free life.